skip 2 if you want just the book stuff, because I'm going to do a little bit of talking about me, a little self-centered discussion first, just to explain like what's going on. So if you just are interested in what I'm reading and what is happening there, skip to this time. So it's April 5th or 6th. 6th. Easter was yesterday. Today is Monday. And I just thought I would maybe give a little check-in or update on my reading situation and what's been going on, because I think it's been over a month now since I've posted a video, published a video, or even thought about a video. I have been in a bit of a reading slump, I guess you could call it. I haven't been reading a lot, and it's not just reading. It's a lot of things. I have a habit tracker here, and in March I had all kinds of stuff that I wanted to do, and you can see that there's really just a ton of empty spaces. So March was not a good month for me. I fell off of a lot of wagons, and I let stress kind of overwhelm me and take control, and just wasn't focused on anything that I really wanted to be focused on, reading included. So for April, I am trying to reset and give my best effort on a lot of things, all of the habits that I'm trying to implement, what have you. In March, I put read an hour a day. Well, that was, along with everything else, too ambitious for me. So I went back to reading a half hour a day in April, and so far I have been, and I've already read multiple hundreds of pages more than I did in March. So I'm giving it more effort. I'm giving my health more effort. I'm giving a lot of things more effort. There's still, like, life happens around us regularly, and I still have a lot of stuff going on. My cat has cancer. We have some checkup appointments coming up, but overall he's doing all right there. I feel like I have like a filling issue with one of my teeth, so I got to call a dentist and get into that. I'm starting a new job that's a temporary thing, which makes me nervous, but I really want this new job because even though it's temporary, it would help me with bills and stuff, because my other job, that is like my main income, is not so great, and I'm always worried about losing it. And that is just like normal stress of life. And I just sort of let them sort of take control the last majority of March, and now I want to take control back. So without further ado, let's talk about books. I suppose that's why everyone's here. So I am still reading 3 books that I started months ago. I did start one in March, but the other 2 were well before March. So this one is a Kennedy biography, JFK biography, that I've been reading since November or December of last year. And you can see that I'm still not even close to the middle of it yet. I always like to be reading a nonfiction book along with everything else that I'm reading, and I haven't picked this one up to read in quite some time. So I'm hoping to get back to that and maybe devote like 1 or 2 nights a week where I'm just reading this, as opposed to some of the other things I'm reading. It might be a little neurotic, but whatever works for me, right? That's how life works. So that's one book. Another book is The 4-Hour Workweek, which is just like, I know it's old hat, old news, but for me it's new, and that's another type of book that I kind of like to always be reading. A productivity book of some type. I read Atomic Habits back in like December. I've read a few others, or at least tried a few others, and I find that I am a little bit more productive when I'm reading stuff that motivates me. And I don't know if 4-Hour Workweek, if everything in here is even relevant anymore, or if it's going to be applicable to my life, but I'm sure there's going to be some things in here that I will take and be able to use. I am, again, not very far. I started it in March actually, but it's just something that I've been trying to like pick up and read whenever I feel like I need a little bit of motivation. I flew through Atomic Habits. That one had a lot of really good information in it, and I guess I could reread that. But I'm trying to like expand and just learn a lot more about being a better person and doing more in life and getting more out of my life. So we'll see, and I will finish it someday and let you know if it is still relevant. And then Rebecca, I did start in March. It was supposed to be a once a month classic book that I'm reading for a series, The Glass of Glass. And not very far. I think I'm like 90 pages in. I flew through the 90 pages. Like I read those in a couple days, but then I don't know. I think part of it is I'm reading too many books at once, which is kind of wild because like I always want to be reading a few different types of books. And I never really struggled with that before, but maybe right now it's like just the wrong part of my life, or like I had too much else going on and I wasn't really focused on the reading. But this is coming up next. I am going to finish this soon, or I intend to. Right now, I am focusing on Star Wars books because I have been for the last like year and a half. I have been reading Star Wars books. That's another one I'm always like kind of reading. These are more fun for me. They're really quick usually, and just like fun things to have in the background, like less serious, less invasive in my brain. You know, it doesn't require as much brain power for most of them. So I did just finish this one yesterday, and I've been reading it for some time. I started this in February, actually. Um, no, March. But I have the next book borrowed on Libby, and you only get it for 21 days. So I had to like fly through this one so I can read the next one. I had to hold on it, and it came available, and I wanted to make sure I could get through that before it has to go back because there's a person waiting. So I'm focusing on those books. The next book is Star Wars Clone Clone Wars Gambit. I will. I don't have it. It's on Libby. It's an ebook. Um, but that's next, and that's what I'm reading right now. So I'm trying to. I think I have about 12 days left on the borrow on the loan. So I want to finish that, and then it's going to be Rebecca, and then I'm gonna kind of focus more on those other two nonfiction books, but still have other stuff going on in the background. I think now that I am devoting specific amounts of time to it, as opposed to just like, oh, I'll read maybe tonight. I am for sure going to read at least a half hour before bed. Most of the time it's like an hour, and then a lot of times I end up staying up a little bit later just to read more. So that's been going really well, and I think that's going to help me read a lot more moving forward, which is what I want to do. So hopefully there will be another Class of Class episode coming up. I'm hoping for like the middle to end of this month. I got a couple appointments this week, and then some training for a new job, and then I have to try and get into a dentist, I think, and get something figured out there. But while all that's happening, I can still be reading. So hopefully another one of these, at least by the end of the month, another Glass of Class episode, and then I might do like a shorts review on Rebecca, because so far it's not what I thought it would be at all. There's another book I finished in there too, back in February, that I don't think I've mentioned. Rose Madder. I was reading Rose Madder by Stephen King, and I finished that. So at least I did finish one book within the last month. Two now, I guess. But that one was weird. That was a weird Stephen King book. Rose Madder is a woman like escapes. A woman escapes her abusive police husband. Then she moves into this. She finds this like sort of like a halfway house for abused women, and that helps them like get on their feet and like get moving again. And she finds this painting, and then it takes a wild turn, which is expected in Stephen King, but this one ended up being more like a weird fantasy hybrid. I don't know. It was a weird one. All of his books are kind of weird, but I usually enjoy them. This one was, I'm mixed opinion on. I'm glad I read it because it was one I had of his I hadn't read, and I wanted to read more of his books. I want to read more new books this year. Is the main thing for me, and that's it. That's all I have for right now. Hopefully, I will be updating shortly, and there will be some more content coming with some book reviews, a new classic to read, maybe a new nonfiction to read. Yeah, that's all for now. Thanks for listening to me ramble for a few minutes, and hopefully there will be more to talk about in the future. Feel free to leave a comment below if you have any recommendations or opinions on the things that I'm reading, or suggestions. I always love suggestions. I have a never-ending to-be-read list, but I always love adding to it. So I think that's it for now. Like I said, just a few minutes ago. But still, that's it for now. We'll see you in the next video. Peace.